The problem that we're looking at today is USACO 2018 December contest gold, the problem 2 of Cowpatibility. So you can pause the video first and look at the problem yourself. The problem statement is really simple. So basically you have n cows, n being at most 5 times 10 to the 4th power, each have 5 favorite ice cream flavors, and if 2 cows have at least 1 common ice cream flavor, they are compatible to be friends. And you need to list the number of pairs of cows that are not compatible. Then I can pause the video once again and think about this yourself. Alright, so this problem is one of those problems where if you know the trick, you probably know how to solve it. And if you don't, you can be like me and try to use union find and then be stupid for 2 hours in a row and you look at solution and be like, what is this? Okay, so the trick that we're using here is called inclusion exclusion. And you can use it basically whenever you see that you have stuff when you want to find whether 2 things have at least 1 element in common. And especially when the number of elements that each of them have is very small, such as 5. Right? So inclusion exclusion is basically, first of all, we find all the cows that have at least 1 ice cream flavor of the same, right? But obviously, since n is 5 times 10 to the 5th, 10 to the 4th power, we can't do n squared, so we can't for every cow check every other cow. But since there's only so many types of ID, which is 10 to the 6th power, that means we can just check this for every single ID. So here is basically my implementation. So every time, first of all, you store all of them in a map because hashing maps is just a very common trick because that allows you to find whether a thing has appeared yet the quickest in all of C++ STLs. So I chose a map, and I mean, I think you can do an order, but I'm not sure. So, and then each time you check out how many elements have at least 1 in common, and out of all those elements that have at least 1 in common, you know there's going to be a few duplicates, so then you subtract that by how many that have at least 2 in common, and add by how many have 3, and subtract by 4, and add by 5. And this is just basic inclusion exclusion, which is the same trick for every single problem, so you just got to memorize how to do this, and I don't even really know how to prove this, so you don't need to actually know why it's right. It just feels right, doesn't it? There's duplicate from 1, so you subtract 2. And then you subtracted some extra, so then you add by 3, and then you duplicated some more, so you subtract by 4. The same thing goes on even if you have like 10 elements, except that's going to make the map way slower. So that's why there's only 5 elements in this problem. And when I first started, since I didn't know what inclusion and exclusion is at all, so I just tried using union find. And let me explain why it's so stupid. It's because we can't actually do n squared, so all we can do is for each color we use union find. And that's really stupid because a color can appear in because several cows can have like 2 cows can have 3 of the same color. I mean 3 of the same ice cream flavor, sorry, and they will still only be 1 pair of friends. So using union find is extremely stupid on this problem, but I did that, so it's alright. And also you have to store them before you actually store them in the vector because in maps the order of the elements in the vector obviously matter. So if you don't store them, you have to use a set instead of a vector, which will be both TLE and MLE. So that's just another thing to be aware of. Okay, so that is it for this problem. It's just basic inclusion exclusion, and you also map a vector. And hope this video helped, and hopefully you know how to solve this problem by now. Thank you for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright, that was a problem review for today, and the grind report is going to be a bit different now, since there's only literally 2 days left until USACO. So I didn't mock a contest like I did the past 4 days, even though I cooked on all those contests. I really wanted to mock one, but then I feel like I'm supposed to do something else, something that I should have done a long time ago, and that is the USACO 2024 U.S. Open contest and the last problem, the painting fence post. And as you can see, I didn't solve it. Well, it's a really, really complicated problem. It's the hardest silver problem that I've seen in my life, I'm pretty sure, yet. At least the most complicated as in coding, because if you would take a look at how long the code is, painting fence posts, all these are for one problem. It took me 4 hours just to write the code, and I didn't have enough time to actually debug it. So that's the first thing I'm going to do if I get into gold this January. And I think I might actually have a chance now after I did all those small contests and cooked on them. And as you can see, is 522 lines. So yeah, that's the longest yet. I think that even broke my record that's been set by a Python code, which are supposed to be way longer than C++. So this is quite incredible and also annoying and disgusting. But yeah, I wrote that thing, and then it took me 4 hours, and I didn't feel like debugging it because I know that's gonna take me more than 20. So I feel like doing that after I get to gold, if I get to gold this January. And I since I kind of like keep my streak going on Luogu, I decided to submit a problem that I forgot to submit before, and it's from the same contest, the winning gene. And the reason that I feel like I should have done this problem is because I have every single problem I think up to 2020 of silver. I think I have every single problem done, except for this one because it's way too difficult. And I might be missing like one contest or like one or two other problems, but other than that, I think I have most of them done. And this is the only problem I know probably on any silver contest that I took that I haven't done yet. Oh yeah, and also there's 2023 February, but I'm gonna just mock that tomorrow because that's gonna be super easy. But yeah, so that's why I felt like I should do this problem, but I really don't have time now since it's in 2 days. So I'll do that after I get the gold. So that is it for the grind report today. And also I finished categorizing a lot other problems now. And I know this document looks weird because of all these colors, but it really visualizes the difficulty of these problems according to at least to myself. Like the difficulty could be different for other people, but at least for myself. And as you can see, I've been doing a lot of problems recently. Since January 1st, there's been like an average of 3 a day. So that's going pretty good. That's why I wanted to keep the streak going by turning in a problem that didn't do later. Okay, thank you for listening to me yap for I think this is the second to last time, maybe. Maybe. Okay, we'll see. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow.